KJFM Radio, Eagle 102. Area High School softball is on the air. Every week, Eagle 102 brings you the best of area high school sports. On air at 102.1, online at kjfmradio.com, and on the KJFM Radio app. Now to the diamond for high school softball on your area sports leader, KJFM Radio.
Told me that I'm all these people listen to.
Welcome to Elsberry.
She said they love me
Elsberry Lady
unconditional.
Indians get ready to
Imagine
take on the
how I feel
Clopton
to
Lady
watch
Hawks.
another
It's an
at
EMO
the top, you know
conference
that if it
showdown
wasn't
here
you,
this
do what we
afternoon.
did.
We have some very loud music behind us, so you'll have to bear with us for a moment. But we're getting ready for this big EMO conference showdown. Maddie Ingram, Jim Ross is in with you this afternoon. And Jim, this is a player versus coach matchup because Levi Yasina, he had the opportunity to actually be coached by Dean Street. He's coached against Dean Street, and now he gets that opportunity again. So it should be a pretty good afternoon.
Yeah, you don't see a matchup like this very often with the dynamics that this one's got with Dean coming back, and it's probably especially weird for you, but it's weird for me to see Dean Street and Clopton Hawk colors instead of the Bowling Green Bobcats. But yeah, if you listen to the coaches' interviews during the day today, Levi would love to win this game just because of what you just said. A long history between these two fellas.
Should be a pretty good game this afternoon. We'll break all of this down next in the Bowling Green Pharmacy pregame show on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by Bibb Veach and Collier Funeral Homes, Calumet of Missouri, and Kearns Construction.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
Don't have time to stop by the bank? That's not a problem if you're a customer of People's Bank and Trust. With our mobile and online banking service, you can now bank from anywhere. Deposit checks, pay bills, transfer funds between accounts, check the latest activity on your account, and view images of your checks, all from the convenience of your desktop and smartphone. So start banking on your schedule and download the People's Bank and Trust app today. People's Bank and Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC.
Your car, your stuff, your savings. Combine your auto and renter's insurance with a call to State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana, and let Cindy show you how to put life back in your life insurance. Auto, home, and life. Make your wallet happy. Here to help life go right, State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana.
Bowling Green Tractor wants to change the way you think about yard work with their Ego 56-volt ARC lithium battery-powered lawnmowers, weed eaters, blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws. At Bowling Green Tractor, you can walk in and see for yourself just how easy these products are to handle. Bowling Green Tractor, your home for Ego. Power beyond belief.
From the classic cheesesteak and rich crab cakes, a taste of Philly in Bowling Green is a fan favorite. A meal ready for you before or after the game, and game day jerseys are welcome. Open 7 days a week. A taste of Philly. Business Highway 54 West in Bowling Green.
The best coverage of high school sports on KJFM, brought to you by Community State Bank of Missouri, County Market in Louisiana, and Bowling Green Pharmacy.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth. Sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana. It's time now for the Eagle 102 pregame show, sponsored by Bowling Green Pharmacy.
Maddie Ingram, Jim Ross in with you this afternoon, and we are at Elsberry as the Elsberry Lady Indians are getting prepared to take on the Clopton Lady Hawks. And Jim, this is a big game, and the fact that it is an EMO conference matchup, but both of these teams have had some changes coming into this season. And the biggest issue is in that pitcher circle. Shani Yates, she was out for Clopton as she is a senior last year, so she has graduated. And then you also had a starting battery for the Elsberry Lady Indians in Addison Steele, Mackenzie Gladney. They're both out as well as they've went on to college, and so they both have had to try to find their footing in the circle.
Yeah, so you've got a freshman hurler for Clopton and a junior pitcher for Elsberry, and in spring and fall bat and ball sports, the schedule is so compacted that you end up playing 2 and 3 games every week, and so if you don't have a pitching staff, if you will, you've got to have a horse in the middle of the circle to be able to pitch that kind of schedule. Both of these teams played last night. I don't have any idea who pitched for either team in those games. Elsberry also played on Tuesday, so this is their third game this week. And so that's going to be a key to the game that we'll get to is how do the two young ladies in the circle match up tonight.
And it should be some pretty good competition, especially when you have some competitive coaches who have taken some very competitive programs pretty deep into a state tournament. And Dean Street, obviously, wearing Clopton Hawks on his T-shirt today, but he's won a couple of state championships with the Bowling Green Lady Cats a couple years ago, and so it's going to be competitive today. And it's going to be interesting to see how the Clopton Lady Hawks continue to respond, as he just took over coaching duties within the last couple of weeks.
Right, and you don't build Rome in a day. And Clopton softball's been down a little bit for the last couple of years, whereas Elsberry, as you said, they made it to the quarterfinals in like 2 of the last 3 years or something like that, and have won district titles and been very competitive in their district for a long time. And so if you want to look at the experience factor, even though Elsberry doesn't have a senior on the team as starts, where Clopton has 3, Elsberry probably has the experience in terms of competition and where they've been the last few years, and so that might give them a leg up. But, it's Clopton Elsberry, so who knows?
Good core group of girls coming back for Elsberry. We're going to get to our keys to the game next on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by the Keeley Center, Service and Supply Co-op, and Ameriprise Certified Financial Planner Tamara Scherter.
It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to end. Even after closing, I enjoy staying in touch and being there to help you if you have any other needs or questions. Call me and we'll create a personalized plan just for you. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small town life.
This is Tracy Brookshire with Pike County Health Department Home Health and Hospice. Our agency is currently looking to hire multiple positions: RNs, LPNs, CNAs, physical therapist assistants, and breastfeeding peer counselor, all from full-time to part-time to contracted. Please visit our website at www.pikecountyhealth.org for more information and to apply online.
Royal Banks is your community bank with locations throughout St. Louis, St. Charles, Northeast Missouri, Granite City, and Jerseyville, Illinois. A Royal Bank branch is not far away. Royal Banks bring experienced staff and products and services designed to meet your professional and personal financial needs. Investing in our communities, one client at a time. Call 314-212-1500 today. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal opportunity lender.
Ingram Plumbing has always been known for its outstanding plumbing service. But did you know that Ingram's is also the largest retail plumbing supply store in the area? We carry Delta faucets, a complete line of Whirlpool tubs and showers, jacuzzi pumps, and many other specialty items. Stop by Ingram Plumbing today, Highway 61, Bowling Green.
Cellular and Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Now, a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
Area High School Sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, State Farm Insurance, Cindy Blaylock Agent, Perkins Electrical Services, and Bowling Green Pharmacy.
Time now for the Eagle 102 Keys to the Game on KJFM, sponsored by Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate in Louisiana.
And our keys to the game here, it's Maddie Ingram and Jim Ross with Eagle 102 Sports. We're at Elsberry as the Elsberry Lady Indians welcome in the Clopton Lady Hawks. And Jim, what are some things that we're looking for today?
Well, the obvious things that we talk about every game is field the ball, don't walk batters, and put the ball in play. Don't strike out. But what's really more interesting to me tonight is that Clopton, they were shut out their first 2 games, and then they turned around and scored 13 runs last night against Luther and St. Charles, whereas Elsberry gave Bowling Green all they wanted Tuesday night, losing by a run, and then went to South Shelby and beat a pretty good South Shelby team last night 6-1. So even though the pitching's important, I'm really curious, can Clopton hit tonight like they did last night and put some runs on the board to give their freshman pitcher some backing? I think that's going to be very important.
And runs are always important, especially when you don't have as much experience in the circle. And so if you can give them as many runs as you can and play some defense behind them, that's going to be a big key as these two teams try to build that battery up.
Yeah, I know you're a big Cardinal fan, and Dakota Hudson pitched last night. He hadn't been very good all year, better recently, but they scored 5 runs for him in the first, gave him some time to relax, throw strikes, that's the case today. If Clopton can get on the board right off the bat here for the Lady Hawks, then that gives their pitcher, Noah, some space, and she can pound the strike zone and see how it works out.
We will have your starting lineups coming back in just a little bit. We're meeting at home plate, so starting lineups next on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by Brian and Heather White with White Insurance Agency, DG Firearms, and Hayden's Motorsports Center.
Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy, where the #1 priority is the customer and adding new services to help simplify your life and building a strong, high-performance financial services organization. Community State Bank in Bowling Green and Troy, your community bank since 1887, member FDIC.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
Ask me, Ashley Jenkins, about Shelter's auto, home, and life options.
On every journey, you should enjoy peace of mind. I'm Corey Buchanan at Pike County Mutual Insurance Company. We take pride in keeping you protected. That's why we offer discounts for good students, safe driving, and more. Trust us to look out for the road ahead. For a free insurance quote on your home, auto, farm, or ATV needs, give myself or
Shelley Glucky
a call today. Pike County Mutual Insurance Company on the square in Bowling Green.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
Follow area high school sports throughout the season on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Veolia Landscape Supply, Royal Banks, and a taste of Philly.
The Eagle 102 starting lineups on KJFM are sponsored by Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy.
Our starting lineup for the Clopton Lady Hawks, leading things off, it'll be the center fielder, wearing number 11, Brea Smith, followed by Jasmine Hammett, and she'll be playing left field today. Number 8, Danica Graham, is in the 3 spot. Batting cleanup today, it's Riley Kuntz. She'll be playing third base. Batting 5th and pitching today, Ashlyn Noah, followed by Brooke Jarrett in the 6th spot. Batting 7th is Skylar Parker. She'll be playing right field. Batting 8th, Janaea Bazan. She'll be at shortstop. And then rounding out the lineup, it's Callie Noah, and she'll be playing first base. So it goes Smith, Hammett, Gran, Kuntz, Noah, Jarrett, Parker, Bazan, and Noah for the Clopton Lady Hawks. For the Elsberry Lady Indians, leading things off, it'll be the pitcher Kinsey Koch, followed by Maya Plaster, the shortstop. Bentley Letson, the catcher, will be in the 3rd spot. Katie Talbot is batting 4th and playing right field. Batting 5th and playing center field, it's Anna Talbot, followed by Kelsey Chigola, and she'll be your designated player today. Playing left field, it'll be Stavasia Hardwick. Jillian Reller will be batting 8th, wearing number 11 and playing third base. Mackenzie Burke is at second base, wearing number 13. And then rounding out the lineup for the Elsberry Lady Indians, it'll be Lily Mound. She'll be playing first base, wearing number 5. So it goes Koch, Plaster, Letson, Talbot, Chigola, Reller, Burke, and Mound for the Elsberry Lady Indians. Sounds like a pretty good lineup, and got some experience on both sides, so it'll be interesting to see how this EMO conference matchup goes.
Clopton 1-2 on the season. Elsberry 2-2 as we're just getting underway. Ironically, both teams will play in the Elsberry tournament on Saturday, and we'll be back with the opening pitch right after this on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by Pike County Title Company, Brown's Auto Body Services, and Wood Smoked Meats.
Don't have time to stop by the bank? That's not a problem if you're a customer of People's Bank and Trust. With our mobile and online banking service, you can now bank from anywhere. Deposit checks, pay bills, transfer funds between accounts, check the latest activity on your account, and view images of your checks, all from the convenience of your desktop and smartphone. So start banking on your schedule and download the People's Bank and Trust app today. People's Bank and Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC.
This is Tracy Brookshire with Pike County Health Department Home Health and Hospice. Our agency is currently looking to hire multiple positions: RNs, LPNs, CNAs, physical therapist assistants, and breastfeeding peer counselor, all from full-time to part-time to contracted. Please visit our website at www.pikecountyhealth.org for more information and to apply online.
Your car, your stuff, your savings. Combine your auto and renter's insurance with a call to State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana, and let Cindy show you how to put life back in your life insurance. Auto, home, and life. Make your wallet happy. Here to help life go right, State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana.
Bowling Green Tractor wants to change the way you think about yard work with their Ego 56-volt ARC lithium battery-powered lawnmowers, weed eaters, blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws. At Bowling Green Tractor, you can walk in and see for yourself just how easy these products are to handle. Bowling Green Tractor, your home for Ego. Power beyond belief.
The area's best coverage of high school sports on Eagle 102, brought to you by Pike County Health Department, People's Savings Bank, and All Parts.
Welcome back to Elsberry High School as we're about ready to go here as both teams are in the huddle with their coaches. Umpires are on the field and we're ready to go here from a field looks really good.
It looks so nice.
A little dusty, but you can expect that. It's been dry for a week now, right?
That's exactly right. And so we have a lot of area coaches who put a lot of time into the field, and there's been some improvements at different fields across the area as well. And it's been really nice to see that because it improves morale and it makes you want to go out there and play.
Absolutely, and we do have some nice facilities that these teams play on. When you look around the area, you're right, and this is one of them.
Go ahead and set the defense for Elsberry. In left field, Staveja Hardwick. In center field, Anna Talbot. In right field, it's Katie Talbot. At third base, it's Jillian Reller. Kinsey Koch is at shortstop. Maya Plaster and Kinsey Koch, they have switched things up. So Maya Plaster is at shortstop. Kinsey Koch is in the circle. Mackenzie Burke at second base. Lily Mound is at first base, and Bentley Letson will be behind the plate.
Yeah, the lineup we got had Maya Plaster starting, and so they've done a little switcheroo on us, which is fine. And Kinsey Koch will be on the hill for the Lady Indians.
I know that Coach Levi Yasna talked about this early in the season, that Koch and Plaster will be splitting some time, so he probably made a last-minute decision and flipped them.
You know, there's a reason why you and I are sitting here and not coaching, right?
That's exactly right.
We get to speculate and question and do all kinds of stuff, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what we think.
No, we can't send somebody out to the circle.
Well, and watching both pitchers warm up, control seemed to be a bit of an issue for both of them, so we'll see if they'll settle down once they're in between the lines. So leading off for the Lady Hawks is Brea Smith. Hammett and Graham will follow. She's a senior and plays center field. Where's number 11? Clopton in their black jerseys with white pants and a white helmet. And Kinsey Koch toes the rubber, and we're ready to go. First pitch is a low strike call, so that's an indication of where the strike zone is going to be. It looked like maybe a curveball or a drop ball. Had some spin to it, didn't it?
It did, and it was kind of breaking downward just as that pitch did. That was in for a ball.
Low and in on the 0-1 pitch, evens the count at 1-1. And the next pitch is down and in as well, so 2-1 to count for Brea Smith. As I mentioned, 13-3, Clopton defeated Lutheran St. Charles. I think they co-op with Christian.
They do.
That was yesterday in a run rule game. 2-1 pitch is low again, making it 3-1.
The last three pitches have skipped in, finding the dirt for the bottom of the zone.
Next pitch is swung on and missed by Smith. Makes the count full at 3-2. You don't want to walk the leadoff hitter if you can. Make her put the ball in play. Swing the bat, if you will. And she throws a strike on the inside corner, and she's punched out as Brea Smith for the first out of the game. So she came back, did Koch.
After starting things off with the strike and then getting a little loose there, she was able to bring it back in and brought Brea Smith in for the strikes out.
First pitch to Jasmine Hammond is a strike right down the middle. That's an interesting pitch, isn't it? It's got downward movement, but it also curves a little bit, so kind of a combination pitch.
She rolls over on top of it, so she kind of throws it like a crop, but she elevates it so she doesn't get all the way on top of it. She's just shoving it at that point.
Next Paul's pitch is down and in. Here's the 1-1 down and in as well. So when Koch's missing, it's down and in. The ball's slipping out of her hands slightly early, and she's behind in the count 2-1 now. Graham on deck for the Hawks. Hammett plays left field. She swings and misses on the 2-1 pitch, evens the count at 2-2. Where's number 21? And is a senior. One of the 3 seniors in the starting lineup for Clopton this afternoon. 2-2 pitch is down and in as well.
Trying to get her to chase. That was a pitch that Smith went after, and Hammett didn't bite.
So both batters run the count to full, and the pitch is swung on and missed. Second strikeout of the game by Koch. And so even though she's throwing a lot of pitches in the process, 2 strikeouts to start the game, and in steps Danica Graham. And it's first pitch strike. Well, she's got that pitch down. She started all 3 batters with a first pitch strike. Graham catches and is a junior. The next pitch is up and in and called a strike. So it looks like we're going to have a strike zone you would love when you were pitching.
Oh, yeah.
Very generous.
That's exactly what you want. But it does encourage people to swing the bat.
Absolutely. 0-2. Pitch is down and in. When I umpired, I used to tell the coaches in the coaches meeting, nobody's here to watch me. Get it off your shoulder. we're gonna have some strikes. The next pitch from Koch is up and away, and it evens the count at 2-2. 2 outs in the inning. Riley Coots on deck, the cleanup hitter. If Graham can reach on this pitch, and she swings and misses, and Koch strikes out the side, so nothing doing for the Lady Hawks in this first inning. We head to the bottom of the first with no score on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by Lynn's Heritage House, Bill Allen Auction Services, and Knight Equipment Company.
At Pike County Memorial Hospital, we know how important athletics are for your kids, but with an active lifestyle of sports comes health risks and safety hazards. As a certified athletic trainer at PCMH, I work closely with our primary care physicians, orthopedic doctors, and physical therapists. We can make a difference between safe play and dangerous injuries for your athletes. Working with Bowling Green Clopton and the Louisiana schools, our goal is to provide the best possible outcome for your athlete. I'm Eric Schaefer, certified athletic trainer at Pike County Memorial Hospital. I'm at work while your athletes are at play.
Area High School Sports on Eagle 102, brought to you by Rick Rodhouse, Country Financial Agent, Noah Builders, and Central State Bank of Illinois.
3 strikeouts in the first for Kenzie Koch against the Lady Hawks. And now Elsberry will get their shot at Ashlyn Noah, the freshman.
She has a twin sister, Callie Noah, and she's playing first base.
And I can go on record with a fair amount of confidence that they're not identical twins.
No, they have a similar build, but other than that, they look very different.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
They came into the station a couple of weeks ago. They were recording some athlete liners, and they were like, "Do you know who's the twins here?" And I was like, "I'm going to assume it's the 2 of you because you're the ones that are asking, but that's all that I can tell you."
So Noah is going to need to find the strike zone as well. As I mentioned, both pitchers were having trouble with that in their warm-ups. And we'll see what Elsberry has to offer. I know Elsberry has a lot of speed in their lineup. And we'll see if they want to try and utilize that here today. Leading off for them is Kenzie Koch, the pitcher, followed by Maya Plaster and Bentley Letson.
Bentley spent a lot of time in the outfield in the past season, but this year she's going to be behind the plate.
First pitch is down and in. Kenzie Koch, kind of a tall water, isn't she? And it's 1-0. No score. The next pitch Down again, 2-0. Good eye for Koch. Plaster, Letson, and Talbot will clean up for the Indians. We'll check the fielders for you, the defense for the Hawks after this pitch. The 2-0 pitch is nubbed on the end of the bat towards the second baseman, fielded by Jarrett, and a 4-3 put out to start the game. Kuntz at third, Bazan at short, Jarrett at second, Noah at first, Hammett, Smith, and Parker from left to right in the outfield. Graham behind the plate, and Noah on the hill for the Lady Hawks as she gets a cue shot ground out to the second baseman to start the first inning here against Elsberry. The next pitch is a line drive off the fist up the middle for a base hit by Maya Plaster.
Maya had 2 home runs against Bowling Green the other night. She was the offense for the Elsberry Lady Indians, and so it was similar last year where she was a big piece of that, but she was all 3 runs were hit in by Maya Plaster the other night, but 2 home runs off Megan Graver, which is impressive.
Well, one thing about Megan Graver, if you can square it up, she's going to provide the juice for you, if you will, the power.
That's exactly right.
And Plaster did just that. So Letson steps in for Elsberry. Talbot on deck. That's Katie with Anna Talbot in the hole for Elsberry. And now something going on with the lineups as Coach Yasna comes in, and guess she's got the wrong cheat sheet on her armband, maybe?
I think she does. And he just smiles and walks away. I guess that's all you can do at this point.
So does that mean she's bunting? Nope, a slow roller back to the pitcher. She'll go to first, Will Noah, for the put out 1-3. 2 outs in the inning. So quick work so far by Noah on this Elsberry lineup. That'll bring up Katie Talbot, the right fielder. She's a junior. Coker, sophomore. Plaster, a junior. Letson, a sophomore. As I mentioned, no seniors in the starting lineup for Elsberry.
What I've liked about Noah so far is she's gotten a lot of weak contact. I mean, 3 balls hit in a row that haven't been hard.
And there's a one hopper right back to the mound. So Noah pretty much does it all by herself. She gave up a hit but no runs, and there's no score after 1. We head to the second on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by Custom Works Salon and Tanning, the Mercantile Bank, and Pepsi.
Royal Banks is your community bank with locations throughout St. Louis, St. Charles, Northeast Missouri, Granite City, and Jerseyville, Illinois. A Royal Bank branch is not far away. Royal Banks bring experienced staff and products and services designed to meet your professional and personal financial needs. Investing in our communities, one client at a time. Call 314-212-1500 today. Royal Banks of Missouri. Member FDIC and equal opportunity lender.
Ingram Plumbing has always been known for its outstanding plumbing service. But did you know that Ingram's is also the largest retail plumbing supply store in the area? We carry Delta faucets, a complete line of Whirlpool tubs and showers, jacuzzi pumps, and many other specialty items. Stop by Ingram Plumbing today, Highway 61, Bowling Green.
Area High School Sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Cellular and Satellite Center, Pike County Memorial Hospital, and Community State Bank of Missouri.
Bringing you all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth. Sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
No score as we head to the second. It'll be Kuntz, Noah, and Jarrett for the Lady Hawks. If anybody gets on Parker as a single hit for Elsberry in there first. That's the only hit of the game so far, as Kenzie Koch struck out the side in her top of the first inning with the Lady Hawks, I should say, and Riley Kuntz steps in, and she'll take the first pitch low for a ball. She's a junior and playing third base this afternoon.
It's been all pitcher today.
It has. And there's a ground ball, slow roller towards second, scooped up by Burke, and she throws it to mound at first for the first out of the inning. Yeah, even though Noah didn't strike anybody out, she fielded 2 or 3 outs in that first inning for the Lady Hawks. So you're right. It's pretty much been, well, it's been all pitching and second baseman so far.
That's exactly right. That left side of the field hasn't seen anything.
In steps the pitcher, Ashlyn Noah, the freshman. First pitch is down and in, ball 1. No score here from Elsberry. Jim Ross, Matty Ingram with you. Glad to have you with us. Bunch of football for you tomorrow night. We'll talk about that as we go on. The 1-0 pitch is down and in as well, making it 2-0. So a hitter's count here, Matty.
And a good part of the lineup for that, you have a 5 spot, so if she sees one that she wants, you can go after it, and she swung on a fat one there.
Inside pitch that she was jammed on and didn't really have a very aggressive swing at it, but it's a strike nonetheless, making it 2-1.
It's rare that Coke moves up in the zone. As she's sat near the lower half.
Next pitch is on the outside. Called strike 2, and it's 2 with one out here. We're in the top of the second from Elsberry. The 2-2 pitch is fouled off back to the right side.
Good pitch running in on the hands of Noah, and she turned as quickly as she could, but ended up as a foul ball. It was really eaten up on the inside part of her bat.
The 2-2 pitch now from Coke. Up and away is Noah choked up on the bat a little bit with 2 strikes. And the count is full. That's the 3rd full count Coke's had in this game. And the next pitch is a ball. Ooh.
Could have went either way there.
First walk of the game for Coke to go along with 3 strikeouts. Actually, a pitch she got for a strike back in the first. So, interesting.
That brings Brooke Jarrett to the plate.
First base runner for the Lady Hawks. Jarrett squares around like she's going to bunt, pulls it back, and takes a strike.
Seems like a curveball that's kind of elevating and has quite a bit of run to it. So it either finds the corner of the plate or it doesn't. But Letson popped up just a little bit, was able to frame it as she was ready to throw down if needed with Noah at first.
The 0-1 pitch is on the outside corner, strike 2. So Jarrett in the hole 0-2 with 1 out here in the inning. And Skylar Parker on deck for the Lady Hawks. Next pitch is fouled straight back up against the screen. Keeps it 0-2. First base runner for the Hawks in the ball game on a walk. Dean Street coaching at third. Dalton McKinney over at first for the Hawks. Dalton's been involved with the program for quite a while. The next pitch is swung on and missed, and the runner goes to second and is in safe. So a strikeout by Jarrett swinging for the second out of the inning, but a stolen base for Ashlyn Noah, first of the game. And Clopton has the first runner in scoring position for either club, and Skylar Parker steps in with a chance to give the Hawks the lead. The right fielder, and she's a junior. First pitch is away for a ball.
The toss down from Letson wasn't bad. It was just a little bit high, and I would say that the timing was right there, but just a little high, which made the tag applied late.
The 1-0 pitch is down and in, making it 2-0. Good secondary lead by Noah, so she'll have a chance to score on a base hit, but some good arms for the outfielders, as I say, from Elsberry, looking at their warm-ups. Next pitch down and in as well makes it 3-0. So, Coke in a hole here. Behind in the count, 3-0. Probably expect Parker to take this. No, she's swinging 3-0. Is she making like 47 wins a year and gets a swing?
She gets her green light decision, right?
She did foul it back, but it's 3-1.
She kind of peeked over her shoulder at Coach Street like, you didn't see that, right?
And the next pitch is right down central, making it a full count at 3-2. Bazan on deck, Noah in the hole for the Lady Hawks. The 3-2 pitch is fisted off to the right, off the fence right in front of the Elsberry dugout. Keeps the count at 3-2. 2 outs, no score in the ball game.
The runner in scoring position out there at second base is Ashlyn Noah, the pitcher for Clopton.
The 3-2 pitch is fouled again down the right side, so really good at bat for Skylar Parker. Even though she swung at the 3-0 pitch, it would have been a strike, so no harm, right?
No harm. She's still in this count, and it seems like she's trying to get her timing down, but able to foul it off, and Koch provides some speed and can provide some power.
The next pitch is a strike on the inside corner, and she strikes out looking. Strikeout number 5 for Kinsey Koch. So no runs, no hits, a runner left on base on the walk by Noah, and we're still at zeros as we head to the bottom of the second on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by PJ's Salon, Noah Builders, and Reed Insurance Agency.
Welcome to Vast National Bank. How can I help you?
Hey, I'm here to talk to someone about a loan.
Oh, I'll grab you the L97B. We call it the Just Talking form.
What about actually applying for a loan?
Oh my, let me pop in the toner cartridge. Hey Bill, you want to pass me the big stapler?
Yeah, I'm just going to go to People's Savings Bank.
Skip the mega banks. When you need a loan, visit People's Savings Bank. The people you know and trust. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Follow Area High School Sports on KJFM Radio. Brought to you by Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, Young Enterprises, and Family Drug.
No score in the game so far. A single base runner for each team as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Elsberry will have 5, 6, and 7. That'll be Anna Talbot, Kelsey Chigola, and Jillian Reller. Back to the mound is Ashlyn Noah for the Lady Hawks.
She was able to get some weak ground ball contact, got herself out of the inning.
2 ground balls right back to her, actually. So, as we mentioned, the pitchers have been dominant so far in this game. So let's see how things unfold here in the bottom of the second for the Lady Indians. And the paint job that Coach Levi Yastin did on that home plate is history, as they say. It was pretty white before we started.
Yeah, you can't see it at all now.
Talbot right on top the plate and fist the first ball to short. Fumbled it, picked up by Bazan, and she throws to first. Stuck with it that time.
The ball had quite a bit of spin to it, and she just kind of bobbled it at first. I think it hit off the end of one of her fingers. She was able to recover and made a strong throw to first base.
Elsberry hasn't squared anything up yet at all. It's either been jam shots or off the end of the bat as Kelsey Chigola steps in for Elsberry. She takes a strike on the inside corner. She's a designated player today and a junior. Elsberry in their road whites, red pants, and a multitude of colors on their helmets. They're probably all wearing their summer team helmets.
I think they are, yeah. Some of them have red and white, but not many.
Next pitch is a strike as well. Drop ball on the outside half. Makes it 0-2. A little early in the season for any statistics. The coaches are a little stingy about putting that stuff on Max Preps these days.
That is true.
And the next pitch is down and in. I always got a kick out of that. One coach told me, well, that's providing a scouting report for the other team. I said, you really think the other team doesn't know who can hit on your team? Seriously?
And if you're solely going off stats coming into a game, I think that you may have some other issues.
Right. The 1-2 pitch is inside for ball 2. That was close.
Yeah, it was. And I think Danica Graham, if she would have received that with her glove flipped up, that could have been called for a strike. She kind of let it run back into her chest.
You're one. Right?
I am.
Next pitch is the same pitch down and in, and it makes the count full at 3-2. You know what I always say about a pitch that the catcher frames?
What is it?
A ball. Or they wouldn't be framing it, right?
That is true.
The full count pitch is down and in, so after being up 0-2, on Chigola, she works a walk. And the second base runner for Elsberry. First walk of the game by Noah. And in steps Jillian Reller, the junior third baseman for the Lady Indians.
They're going to move in and get ready for a slap defense.
Yes, they're expecting to get the second baseman all the way in next to the pitcher, and she does try and bunt it, but it's foul.
Good bounce from Kuntz. She was right there. Danica Graham was up to do her due diligence to get that ball as well.
You don't see this lineup very often with the second baseman coming in. It makes it so she fields a bunt if it's towards the first baseline. The next pitch is bunted, fielded by Kuntz. She'll take the throw to first. Nobody. Oh, yeah. Great play by the left fielder as she came in, hammered, and covered third base because originally I didn't think anybody was at third. But the sack is good by Reller. Moves the runner into scoring position. So Elsberry with their first runner in scoring position. And that'll bring up Mackenzie Burke, the second baseman. She is a freshman. She can put Elsberry on top. First pitch is an inside strike.
Noah has done a really good job of getting ahead. That first pitch strike has been common.
You know, if I'm a hitter, I'm not terribly fond of the strike zone, but if I'm a pitcher, I'm loving this.
Uh-huh. Kind of do what you want.
Exactly. Next pitch is up and fouled back to the right over the fence into the other ballpark. The other ball field is a baseball field, but the high school team no longer plays their high school baseball games there. They play it up at the Legion Field, which you talk about ballparks that had a lot of work done to them. It's quite a quality facility as well. So the 0-2 pitch for Burke is swung on and missed on a pitch over the top of her head. Catcher drops the ball and ground fires it to first. And that'll do it for Elsberry. No runs, a runner left on base. We are still scoreless as we head to the third on Eagle 102.
High school sports on your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by Bowling Green Tractor, Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, and Ingram Plumbing.
On every journey, you should enjoy peace of mind. I'm Corey Buchanan at Pike County Mutual Insurance Company. We take pride in keeping you protected. That's why we offer discounts for good students, safe driving, and more. Trust us to look out for the road ahead. For a free insurance quote on your home, auto, farm, or ATV needs, give myself or
Shelley Glucky
a call today. Pike County Mutual Insurance Company on the square in Bowling Green.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan. Townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
Ask me, Ashley Jenkins, about Shelter's auto, home, and life options.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by Gypsy Soul Salon and Boutique, Lacrosse Lumber, and Meyer Implement Company.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
8-9-1 for the Lady Hawks. Bazan, Noah, and then back to the top of the order to Smith. Bazan, a senior, and is playing at short today. Where's number 7? On her black jersey for the Hawks. Coke still on the hill. First pitch is down and in. I get intrigued by weird things. So how many pitches did you take when you warmed up in between innings?
I usually took 3.
3.
Yeah.
That's kind of the norm. Next pitch is up and away.
The only time that I would take more is if we had a really, really long inning and I was sitting there for a while, but I tried to stay with 1, 2, 3, and then I'm done. I like the pattern.
Next pitch is down and in, so a 3-0 count on Bazan. I don't know if you know it or not, but I played men's fast pitch all over the place.
Did you really?
Years ago, and a lot of our pitchers would just take one. They'd come out and throw and say they didn't want to burn up what they had left in the tank. 3-0 pitch is a strike. Belt high drop ball by Coke. Bazan can pick on a pitch she likes here. And it swung on and fouled down the right side. Right fielder can't get to it. That's Talbot. It falls harmlessly and makes the count full at 3-2.
I think he may have. He did. That's Stavasia Hardwick. He also flipped the outfield.
Did he?
Come on, Levi.
Next pitch is down and in for a ball. So the second walk of the game for Coke. So Hardwick, you're telling me, is in right and Talbot is in left.
Yep, he
and
flipped
Levi's going to go to the mound and have a little chat with his hurler. Wants her to throw strikes. You know, we talked about that a little bit in the pregame, and the pitching staffs are different from last year for both teams.
You got to find that centerpiece and that pitcher that's going to be the workhorse in your circle. And when Koch is throwing strikes, she has some strikeouts that she's racked up. We already have 5 as we've moved throughout the course of this ball game, but she has went deep into those counts. And so if she can minimize the amount of balls she's throwing, you can tell that she's a strikeout pitcher. She has good stuff.
Right.
It's just why are you putting this extra pressure on yourself?
Noah squares the bunt, and the pitch is low and in the dirt. She pulls it back. Before it's called for a strike, Callie, a freshman first baseman for the Lady Hawks. There's number 19. Batting ninth. Smith back to the top of the order. That pitch is a call to strike. Bottom part of the zone, even in the count at 1-1. Smith and Hammett await for the Lady Hawks back at the top of the order. No score here from Elsberry. We're in the top of the third. The 1-1 pitch is up and away. Makes it 2-1. Yeah, I'm guessing Levi said, look, make them hit the ball.
And this bottom half of the lineup hasn't swung the bat as much, so make them swing the bat and use your defense. You have a solid one.
It's 2-1 pitch inside curveball, fouled off by Noah. Tied her up bad. So it's 2-2. I wouldn't expect her to bunt at this point. Maybe Bazan wants to run, huh? Swung on and missed. And strikeout number 6 for Koch.
Bazan is a smart base runner, and she had quite a few years of varsity experience as she started as a freshman. And so if you can move her around, you know she's going to be pushing it to go to home if she can and get her team on the board.
Rhea Smith steps in. She struck out looking back in the first. First pitch is down and away for a ball. Letson catching for the Lady Indians. As I mentioned, both these teams will play in the Elsberry tournament. It's a 6-team round robin on Saturday. The 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed. A little bit off speed that pitch that time. First time we've seen that. Evens the count of 1-1. Zahn hadn't shown any signs of wanting to run. Next pitch is swung on and missed. Rise ball. Up out of the zone, Smith couldn't catch up to it, and it's 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch is a strike call, and Smith strikes out looking for the second time in the game. And Koch starting to pile up the strikeouts as that's number 7.
That brings Hammett to the plate. Hammett struck out her last at bat as well. And went down 1-2-3 with strikeouts in the first inning.
First pitch is down. So Bazan walks to lead off the inning, and she's still there with 2 outs for the Lady Hawks. Koch with the 1-0 pitch. Up and away, and did she check her swing?
Looked like she, I don't know if you call it a strike, but
the scoreboard put up a strike. It kind of looked like a swing.
It did look like a swing, but I didn't see any signal.
The next pitch is swung on and missed for sure. And we think the count's 1-2. It is.
1-2. All right.
So Hammett, the senior, needs to move the softball somewhere. Down in the count. And she fouls it off, jammed down the first baseman line up against the fence. And she'll get another look at the 1-2 pitch here with 2 outs in the top of the third inning. No score.
Need to look low and protect at this bottom half of the zone. That's kind of been Koch's bread and butter, especially with 2 strikes.
The 1-2 pitch is down and in. While Koch doesn't have blow-you-away speed, see if you agree with this, her ball really does move, especially when she gets it middle of the thigh and up.
It is, and it has that rollover spin to it. And she gets another strike out there as Hammett is caught looking.
Exactly, the rollover spin. So another runner left on base on a walk. No hits so far for the Lady Hawks. We head to the bottom of the third. No score on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by All Parts, Kayla Caldwell, certified financial planner with Edward Jones, and Ann Lane Boutique.
One Multi-Sports Complex in Bowling Green is your year-round indoor facility to get your softball and baseball work in. Call Courtney at 573-324-2193 or Matthew at 573-324-8282 to schedule an appointment and to inquire about memberships. One Multi-Sports Complex just off VFW Road in Bowling Green.
The most complete coverage of high school sports is on Eagle 102, and it's brought to you by Mid-America Auto and Towing, the Mercantile Bank, and Pike County Mutual Insurance.
9-1-2 for Elsberry as we move to the bottom of the third inning. It'll be Lily Mound, and back to the top of the order, Kinsey Koch and Maya Plaster for the Lady Indians. As we mentioned, they are 2-2. The tournament this weekend is pretty much all conference teams, with the exception of North Shelby. Clopton, Elsberry, Silex, Montgomery County, North Shelby, and who am I missing? Louisiana.
Yes, and we actually have that schedule. It was passed along to us today, and looks like Elsberry takes on Clopton, so they'll see them again this week, and that's at 9 a.m. on Saturday. Clopton will then play North Shelby, and then Elsberry will face North Shelby. And the other pool, Silex takes on Louisiana at 9 a.m. Silex then takes on Montgomery County, and then Louisiana versus Montgomery County.
And they'll be playing on both fields right here and just on the outskirts of downtown Elsberry, between downtown and the school. If you haven't been here on Highway B, come on out and watch some high school softball. Montgomery County actually won the Monroe City tournament last week, I believe.
That's been one of those sneaky teams in the EMO the last few years, and it's not a game you want to sleep on.
Not at all. The first pitch from Noah is right down central to the mound. She takes it for a strike. And it's 0-1. Mound, a freshman, first baseman. Almost hesitate to say where they're playing. 0-1 pitch is lined down the right field side off the fence and out of play. Went in the dugout and bounced back out.
Went right next to the manager who's on a bucket down there.
Yeah. Saturday, or Tuesday when we did the Silex Louisiana game, the coach got knocked off the bucket. The 0-2 pitch is a foul ball back, jam shot on the inside corner, and it looks like Lily Mound forgot her belt. That'd be a freshman move, wouldn't it?
That is. We used to have to run for that.
Well, I've done that before. I can't,
In college,
it happens.
It was like unacceptable.
Oh, yeah. The next pitch, a fly ball to left, short left. In comes the left fielder and goes to her knees, and Hammett makes the catch.
What a catch from Hammett. She looked like she stumbled more than anything and then slid on her knees. She was able to somehow hold on for the out. That ball she had to run quite some way for.
I think originally she thought it was deeper than it was, but what little breeze there is, it's blowing in from center field and knocked that ball down a little bit, and she did make a nice play.
It towered high at first, which probably gave her that perception of, oh, it's coming my way.
Back to the top of the order, and Talbot flies it to right, and a nice catch out there by Parker. So quick work of Koch by Noah, and 2 outs in the inning, and Maya Plaster will step in. She has the only hit of the game by either club so far. A single back in the first. 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the third. Again, no score. Plaster, a junior, playing short today, and she takes the first pitch for a strike on the outside corner. Mostly drop balls from Noah, or I guess you younger folks call them fastballs, don't you?
Yeah, I would call it a drop ball, though. Her ball is falling off the side.
And a line drive on the 0-1 pitch into right field for the second hit of the game, and the second hit of the game for Plaster. So 2 hits for Elsberry, 2 hits for Plaster, and that'll bring in Bentley Lutzen, the catcher for Elsberry. She grounded back to the pitcher in the first.
As we mentioned earlier, Plaster is a big part of this offense, and she also has some speed out there. If she can get on, she normally comes around and scores.
And Plaster's going to try and steal. A throw is good. Tag about the chest high, but they punch her out. So a good throw by Graham. Bazan covering, and a 2-6 put out on the steal ends the inning, and that'll leave Lutzen to lead off the second. A hit, no runners left on base for Elsberry, and still no score in this ball game. And Maddie will have the fourth with you after this on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by La Roots Hair Salon and Tanning, Sun Window Company, and MASH.
The Mercantile Bank of Louisiana is introducing Merc BK Mobile with the ability to take a picture of your check and deposit it into your Mercantile Bank account. You'll never have to worry about getting to the bank. Find more information by visiting mercbk.com. The Mercantile Bank, located on the corner of 3rd and Georgia Streets in downtown Louisiana. Member FDIC.
From the classic cheesesteak and rich crab cakes, a taste of Philly in Bowling Green is a fan favorite. A meal ready for you before or after the game, and game day jerseys are welcome. Open 7 days a week. A taste of Philly. Business Highway 54 West in Bowling Green.
It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to end. Even after closing, I enjoy staying in touch and being there to help you if you have any other needs or questions. Call me and we'll create a personalized plan just for you. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small town life.
Area high school sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Rod Prentice and Brenda Crawford, State Farm Agents, Pepsi, and Ackles Farm Market.
Bringing you all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth. Sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
It'll be 3-4-5 for the Clopton Lady Hawks, so it'll be Graham, followed by Kuntz, Noah, and then Jared. If anybody gets on, it'll be Skylar Parker. And so the Clopton Lady Hawks have had a little bit of trouble so far with Kinsey Koch, so trying to get over that today. And that one is sailed to the screen for ball one.
Yeah, we used to say jump shot. Jump shot. That was high and away.
That one probably would still continue to carry to the other field if there wasn't a fence there.
Graham struck out back in the first.
That one just misses on that inside. Had a pretty.
Oh, I think he called it a strike. He doesn't have a strike.
No, he does not. So 1-1, and that one runs high for ball two.
Graham, a junior.
Koch settles and gets her sign. Next pitch is on the inside and swung on by Graham. She's going to have to hustle this one out as she punches it to shortstop. Maya Plaster picks it up and delivers it to first base for out number one.
Another jam shot. We really haven't had a hard hit ball yet.
We have not. Good job for the pitchers. Defense has had to demonstrate how quickly they can get to a ball and then how good of a throw they can make. But not good contact so far. And ball one runs outside to Riley Kuntz.
Kuntz grounded out to second back to start the second inning.
1-0. Swung on and missed for strike one. Good spinning action to that ball as it carried to the outside corner. Kuntz digs back in. She's batting on the right-hand side. She swings at that one. Pulls her head off of it as it lifted in the zone.
Coach getting almost a little crow hop in there.
Which is now legal.
Is it really?
At the collegiate level, they added that rule. This one is punched into right field, and it bounces in front of Savasia Hardwick for a single.
First hit of the game, first hard hit ball. That was a line drive over the second baseman's head by Kuntz. And so Clopton breaks up the 3-inning no-hitter.
Now you have a runner at first base with just one out. And it is Noah at the plate. Ashlyn Noah, she drew a walk her last at bat. She sees ball one.
Noah actually stole a base as well back in that second inning, but was stranded on second.
Gets the call from Dean Street over at third base. Noah's taking and a jump from Riley Kuntz. 1-1.
One of these days, I'm explain to me armband, all that jazz. Whatever happened to just give him a signal.
She squares to bunt and rolls foul. Bentley Letson was ready to jump on that one. I think that your actual physical signals are more confusing. They confused me whenever I was up there.
I'll just let that
go. This one was a ball on the outside. 2-2.
In the game the other day, there was a runner on second and no count on the batter, and the batter was getting something from the coach. I'm like, tell her to hit it.
Next pitch, swung on, hit hard down the line, but that one runs foul. Well, if I'm trying to steal signals, I'm like, he hit his nose 3 times. What does that mean? But if somebody says green 44 3 times throughout the game, you're going to be able to piece some of that stuff together.
Well, and basically it rolls down to execution.
It really does. Caught her looking. Ashlyn Noah. She'll have a seat. Good pitch by Kinsey Koch, running that ball inside and backing Noah off the plate for strike 3. So looking strikeout. That runner still at first base is Kuntz.
We actually played a game I played, and the third base coach had signs. I mean, little signs. Bunt, hit and run. You didn't know whether to believe him or not. So it kind of kept you on your heels.
I bet so.
Joking or?
I like that. First pitch to Jarrett, and it was a ball. This one is hit to the second baseman. Up with it quickly is Mackenzie Burke. She records out number 3. We are headed to the bottom of the 4th inning. 0-0 still our score here on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by Bibb Veach and Collier Funeral Homes, Calumet of Missouri, and Kearns Construction.
Don't have time to stop by the bank? That's not a problem if you're a customer of People's Bank and Trust. With our mobile and online banking service, you can now bank from anywhere. Deposit checks, pay bills, transfer funds between accounts, check the latest activity on your account, and view images of your checks, all from the convenience of your desktop and smartphone. So start banking on your schedule and download the People's Bank and Trust app today. People's Bank and Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC.
The best coverage of high school sports on KJFM, brought to you by Community State Bank of Missouri, County Market in Louisiana, and Bowling Green Pharmacy.
3-4-5 for the Elsberry Lady Indians, due up at the plate as Bentley Letson was at the plate when Maya Plaster tried to steal second base. She was tossed out by Danica Graham. It was a nice toss to second base. By a couple of steps, that's where she kind of lost it. So it'll be 3-4-5, Bentley Letson, Katie Talbot, and then Anna Talbot. If anybody gets on, it'll be Kelsey Chigola.
And I'm pleased but a little shocked that we've got a pitcher's duel.
I am too. And both teams have some experience offensively. And they've put up some decent numbers over the last week or so, as we've mentioned. So kind of interesting to see how this is going today.
Yeah. Somebody's going to make a mistake along the way, and that may determine who wins this game, huh?
Both pitchers are on today, and they have good spin, induced quite a few ground balls, but you also have to play defense behind them, so defense has been solid.
Letson grounded out to the pitcher back in the first inning. We're in the 4th.
She takes ball 1 from Ashlyn Noah, just a little low on that inside corner. Letson digs back in on the right-hand side, and the pitch from Noah, this one is fouled towards the dugout, hits off the fence, and the umpire is actually going to be the one to retrieve that. 1-1 the count.
Showing agility.
He didn't have to do all that running.
He's a fit fellow. Guy like me says, right fielder.
Get in here. This one is chopped. It's going to be a slow roller, going to have to be quick. Noah picks it up, throws it to first base to her sister Noah for the out.
Third assist in this game for Noah on balls back to the pitcher.
Been able to field her position well.
So even though it's mostly drop balls and maybe a little off speed, it's got Elsberry tied in knots.
If you can hit your spots, find corners of the plate, you can be very effective. That's what she did there for strike 1.
Katie Talbot grounded back to the pitcher back in the first.
Making our way through the lineup for the second time. 0-0 our score here at Elsberry, if you're just joining us. Nice spin on that pitch on the inside. Talbot turns her back as she came close to hitting her, but ball 1. This one had kind of a loop to it. 2-1.
Sometimes when she holds on to that pitch too long, it does have that loop and also has a bit of an off-speed look to it.
She'll come set again and try to find the zone. This one is grounded to the shortstop. Up with it is Bazan. She makes the throw to first base just in time for the out.
Nice job by Bazan. Strong throw on the speedy Talbot.
2 quick ground ball outs. So we're in the bottom of the 4th inning.
And then steps Anna Talbot, who also grounded out the short to lead off the second.
She flashes bunt, pulls back, takes a strike.
Got to put the ball in play.
This one is swung on. May have had a little bit of a foul tip, or Graham had some trouble receiving it. Either way, strike 2.
Down and in. Noah's been good about that, jamming the Elsberry hitters.
Let's see if she closes the door here. She'd like to add another strikeout to the books. And she does. She freezes Talbot on a nice pitch on the inside corner. Strikeout for Ashlyn Noah. We're headed to the top of the 5th inning. We're still knotted at 0 on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by the Keeley Center, Service and Supply Co-op, and Ameriprise Certified Financial Planner, Tamara Scherter.
This is Tracy Brookshire with Pike County Health Department Home Health and Hospice. Our agency is currently looking to hire multiple positions: RNs, LPNs, CNAs, physical therapist assistants, and breastfeeding peer counselor, all from full-time to part-time to contracted. Please visit our website at www.pikecountyhealth.org for more information and to apply online.
Your car, your stuff, your savings. Combine your auto and renter's insurance with a call to State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana, and let Cindy show you how to put life back in your life insurance. Auto, home, and life. Make your wallet happy. Here to help life go right, State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana.
Bowling Green Tractor wants to change the way you think about yard work with their Ego 56-volt ARC lithium battery-powered lawnmowers, weed eaters, blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws. At Bowling Green Tractor, you can walk in and see for yourself just how easy these products are to handle. Bowling Green Tractor, your home for Ego. Power beyond belief.
Area high school sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, State Farm Insurance, Cindy Blaylock agent, Perkins Electrical Services, and Bowling Green Pharmacy.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth. Sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
1 pitch to Skylar Parker, and she sends it right back up the middle. A nice line drive in for a single, dropping in center field. So they'll start the inning off with a runner on first base. Now Janaea Bazan comes to the plate for the Clopton Lady Hawks.
Got to count on this being a sacrifice bunt, try and get that runner in scoring position.
Bazan flashes and then pulls back, pokes it down the first baseline, past the first baseman. She'll be in there safely at first base, and going first to third is Skylar Parker.
What a good move by Bazan. Faked the bunt and then hit a line drive right by the first baseman. And the Hawks are in business with runners in first and third and nobody out.
Back-to-back singles as she was able to pull in Lily Mound. And that's tough to recover from, so a good strategy by Dean Street, but that is an execution right there. He wanted her to flash that bunt. She did it, drew the infield in, and then he's like, okay, I want you to pull it back, and I want you to swing. And she was able to execute.
That was red 27. No, I had no idea.
Write that down.
As Coach Levi Yasnik brings his troops together in the circle to talk. They're in a peck of trouble right now here in the top of the 5th inning with no score.
With runners at the corners, you would expect them to talk that first and third situation. Where are they going to go? And there's going to be some strategy for the Hawks as well. They definitely don't want that run to score from third base, but you don't want Bazan to take second either.
I'm going to guess if they throw through it all, it'll be cut off by the second baseman.
So in steps Kaylee Noah. It'll be the 9 spot.
She struck out her first trip.
She sees strike one low on the outside. I believe Noah is the only left-handed batter for Clopton.
That would be correct.
The 0-1 pitch. She swings at that one high. Bazan takes second base. She's standing up. Nice snap throw back from Letson to pitcher Koch. Their concern was with the runner at third base.
So they didn't throw through, just through to the pitcher.
Tries to elevate and get Noah to chase. She doesn't chase. Ball one. Nice waist pitch. 1-2.
Strikeout would be good here for Koch.
Fouled back towards us. So we'll try 1-2 again.
Noah right on that pitch.
We'll be back to the top of the lineup after Callie Noah. If she can get on, that would only make things better, but you also have your top of the lineup. You expect them to drive in a run.
Infield's in to try and cut off the run.
Tries to get her to chase with a nice screwball. It was running. Started to run too early. Good eye by Noah. 2-2. As the middle infield is pinched. Make it 3-2. She's really worked this count well.
Koch's got to have a strike here. She's going to have herself into a bona fide mess.
And that payoff pitch gets her to swing, comes back right down the middle with some heat, puts it past Noah. And that is how the first out will be recorded here in the fifth. Brings in Brea Smith, who has been a strikeout victim both at bats today.
Strikeout number 10 for Koch.
It's an average of 2 an inning so far, and we're not even all the way through this inning.
Yeah, well, we've had 12 outs so far in the game.
So after a quick conference between Letson and Koch, Smith steps in. She adjusts her hands there for a moment. I thought maybe she might drop a bunt. Pulled it back and watch strike one go by. 0-1 with runners at second and third. She tries to bunt at that time. Runners were crashing. It was a squeeze. So now 0-2.
Well, Smith's had trouble making contact, striking out twice so far. So they're trying to get the ball on the dirt somehow and make Elsberry field it and get a run home.
0-2 count to Brea Smith. The next pitch. Swung on and missed on that inside corner. Brea struggled to see the ball out of Koch's hand today. So back-to-back strikeouts after giving up a couple of singles. It's big for Koch, and that's strikeout number 11. Brings in Jasmine Hammond. It'll be up to her to try to bring at least one run in for the Clopton Lady Hawks.
She's also struck out twice.
Good hold. As that pitch was at the top of the zone for a ball. Jasmine digs back in. She's near the back of the box. Ball two.
So can Koch work out of a second, third, nobody out jam? Strikeouts help that for sure.
This one is chopped, rolling slowly down that third base line, and it is foul. 2-1 to get herself back into the count. That pitch was sitting right down the middle. Hammett, her timing was off. Rolled over it.
Needs to square one up here.
2-1. 2-2 as this one is fouled to the baseball field.
A bullet.
That's the hard hit we were wanting. 2-2, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Our score is still 0-0. Can the Hawks change it here? Next pitch. Swung on and missed. Koch strikes out. 1, 2, 3 at the top of the lineup and ends this inning, stranding those runners at second and third base. We are headed to the bottom of the fifth. 0-0 still our score on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by Brian and Heather White with White Insurance Agency, DG Firearms, and Hayden's Motorsports Center.
Royal Banks is your community bank with locations throughout St. Louis, St. Charles, Northeast Missouri, Granite City, and Jerseyville, Illinois. A Royal Bank branch is not far away. Royal Banks bring experienced staff and products and services designed to meet your professional and personal financial needs. Investing in our communities, one client at a time. Call 314-212-1500 today. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal opportunity lender.
Follow area high school sports throughout the season on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Veolia Landscape Supply, Royal Banks, and a taste of Philly.
Quite a job by Cote. Second and third, nobody out, and she strikes out the side to finish the inning and get out of that mess. 12 strikeouts on the game.
Impressive to say the least. Been a pitcher's battle. And
By Pike County Health Department, People's Savings Bank, and all parts.
0-0 still our score, and that was a big play by the Clopton Lady Hawks as things got started with Chigola, and she tried to leg it out as a ground ball on the infield. Got their runner out at first base, then they threw it across the diamond, and they were able to get Chigola at third.
Unusual double play. Chigola actually got a base hit to lead off the inning, and a delayed steal stole second as somebody unplugged us, in case people were wondering what happened. Actually, Maddie needed some of this burnt popcorn I smelled. Not really. And then a great play by the shortstop and a good throw by Noah across the infield to Kuntz to complete the double play.
Great job by the Clopton Lady Hawks, who are relying on their defense. This one is grounded back to the pitcher, Ashlyn Noah. She picks it up, flips it to the first baseman. They get out number 3. We are headed to the top of the 6th inning next on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by Lynn's Heritage House, Bill Allen Auction Services, and Knight Equipment Company.
The Mercantile Bank of Louisiana is introducing Merc BK Mobile with the ability to take a picture of your check and deposit it into your Mercantile Bank account. You'll never have to worry about getting to the bank. Find more information by visiting mercbk.com. The Mercantile Bank, located on the corner of 3rd and Georgia Streets in downtown Louisiana. Member FDIC.
From the classic cheesesteak and rich crab cakes, a taste of Philly in Bowling Green is a fan favorite. A meal ready for you before or after the game, and game day jerseys are welcome. Open 7 days a week. A taste of Philly. Business Highway 54 West in Bowling Green.
It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to end. Even after closing, I enjoy staying in touch and being there to help you if you have any other needs or questions. Call me and we'll create a personalized plan just for you. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small town life.
Area high school sports on Eagle 102, brought to you by Rick Rodhouse, Country Financial Agent, Noah Builders, and Central State Bank of Illinois.
Bringing you all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
It's 3-4-5 for the Clopton Lady Hawks as Danica Graham swings on the first pitch. She fouls it back to the screen, and that's strike one.
Well, what looked like promising innings for both clubs in the 5th yielded no runs. It's still scoreless.
This one way high and way outside. 1-1. Been a good ball game so far as we're just starting the 6th inning. Our score is 0-0. We knew it would be an interesting matchup today. I just don't think I would have thought that our score would be as low as it is.
No, both pitchers throwing shutouts. No way I'd have bought off on that. But a briskly moving game and well played so far. No errors in the game either.
2-1. This one is popped high. Who wants it? Pitcher Kenzie Coke calls everybody off, and she's able to secure that for the first out.
She took charge as the catcher, Letson and Reller from third, both came in, and don't see a pitcher catch many pop-ups or any pop-ups in Major League Baseball.
Riley Kuntz, she had a single to right field in her last at bat, so she's going to try to improve off of that here.
1 for 2 on the night as she grounded out to second back in the second inning.
Made contact both times. Well, no, this one is lined hard into left field, and it's going to get past the left fielder. No, good read by the Talbot, and that is Katie Talbot out there. Oh, and this one is thrown in, and it goes to the fence. And standing up now at second base is Riley Kuntz. So single to left field. Toss in was a little wild. Ball gets past the second baseman, and Kuntz is now standing up at second base. So
our first error of the game gives Clopton a runner in scoring position with 1 out, and Levi Yasna's back to the hill once again. This time it looks like he's going to bring in Plaster.
Yep, and he does. So while Maya gets warmed up, we'll take a quick break. Be back with more softball from the 6th inning here on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by Custom Work Salon and Tanning, the Mercantile Bank, and Pepsi.
On every journey, you should enjoy peace of mind. I'm Corey Buchanan at Pike County Mutual Insurance Company. We take pride in keeping you protected. That's why we offer discounts for good students, safe driving, and more. Trust us to look out for the road ahead. For a free insurance quote on your home, auto, farm, or ATV needs, give myself or
Shelley Clucky
a call today. Pike County Mutual Insurance Company on the square in Bowling Green.
I'm Tylee Mills, the CEO of Pike County Memorial Hospital. You've heard it from your friends, family, and even neighbors. They choose Pike County Memorial Hospital. Quality care from quality people. Pike County Memorial Hospital.
Area High School Sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Cellular and Satellite Center, Pike County Memorial Hospital, and Community State Bank of Missouri.
Area high school softball in the air this afternoon as Elsberry has welcomed in the Clopton Lady Hawks, and it has truly been a battle here as we are 0-0 this afternoon. Top of the 6th inning, 1 out, and the Clopton Lady Hawks currently have a runner at second base. That runner standing up is Riley Kuntz. At the plate, it's Ashlyn Noah. This one elevates Maya Plaster in the circle. This is her first batter that she is faced.
A little more velocity from Plaster. It looks like similar ball movement, though, to what Coke had.
The next pitch, also high. 2 balls, no strikes. As Noah gets the call from Coach Dean Street. And Kuntz takes a look at her band. The next pitch from Plaster. That's in for a strike.
Clopton's been knocking on the door.
In the 5th inning, both teams had an opportunity to try to push a run across, just didn't produce. This one is grounded foul. Coach Levi Yasna attempts to collect that ball, but fails miserably.
Clopton's left 5 runners on base so far in the ball game.
2-2 pitch. Catches are looking. Freezes Noah. That's a strikeout. First one for Maya Plaster.
Out number 2.
Right down the middle.
With
Jared will check in.
Step in. She struck out and grounded out the second.
First pitch to Jarrett is in for a strike. It seems like both sides, truly, but specifically with Clopton, when they have those runners in scoring position, it almost seems like it just locks everybody up. This one is punched into the dirt by the pitcher Plaster, gets past Bentley Letson, hit her in the elbow pretty hard, so she's kind of rubbing on that one. But Riley Kuntz takes third base.
60 feet away.
I'd be giving a wild pitch on that.
For sure.
That one swung on by Jarrett, elevated way out of the zone and got her to chase.
Yeah, rise ball. That started about the chest, and Leighton, not terribly tall, almost had to jump to catch it.
1-2. Let's see what Plaster does here. That one's fouled back to the screen. 1 run could be the difference in this ball game.
Boy, it could.
Especially with the way these pitchers have performed today. Wanting to get her in, and Jarrett can do it. The next pitch, swung on, popped high in the air, and gets out of play, so a new life.
First error of the game by Elsberry contributed to this runner being at third. It was on a hit, but then the throw to the infield got away from everybody to allow the runner to go to second.
Swung on and missed. She gets the strikeout. We're headed to the bottom of the sixth. Our score is still 0-0 on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by PJ's Salon, Noah Builders, and Reed Insurance Agency.
One multi-sports complex in Bowling Green is your year-round indoor facility to get your softball and baseball work in. Call Courtney at 573-324-2193 or Matthew at 573-324-8282 to schedule an appointment and to inquire about memberships. One multi-sports complex just off VFW Road in Bowling Green.
Follow Area High School Sports on KJFM Radio. Brought to you by Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, Young Enterprises, and Family Drug.
Bottom of the sixth inning here at Elsberry as the Clopton Lady Hawks have traveled here for an EMO conference battle. It's been a pitcher's duel more than anything this afternoon. Our score is still 0-0. Both teams have threatened, especially in that fifth inning. That was the biggest threat from both sides. But another big threat there from Clopton as you have that runner at third base. You end up stranding her. There was many things that could have went more towards Clopton's way, maybe a bunt, getting that down. It just seems like whenever these teams are getting into this situation, the pitchers are finding their way to get out of it. But on top of that, it just seems like the hitters are frozen.
Yeah, you get a runner in scoring position and things go haywire for the hitters.
So it will be the Elsberry Lady Indians at the plate. Lily Mound is in the box, and she sees ball one.
9-1-2 for the Indians. Lily flew out to left her first trip.
And that one is in for a strike. Sat kind of low. As we mentioned earlier, not a loud call from the home plate umpire. That one, just a few more inches on that inside. Graham couldn't hold on, so now 2-1.
If there's a voice indication, we can't hear it.
I'm hard of hearing anyway, so he's really going to have to turn around and yell it at me. I'm going to have to do some lip reading. 2-1. This one's grounded hard through the 5-6 hole, finds the grass. Single for Lily Mound. Now the top of the lineup.
Koch and Placer then lets, and Koch is 0 for 2. Grounded out to second and flew out to right. Placer's got 2 hits. 2 of the 3 hits for Elsberry.
Seems like Coach Levi Yasina may be making a change of sorts. At least he's asking about one.
Guess he's talking about some sort of re-entry.
He hasn't moved anybody yet, but Lily Mound is fixing to get her wristband off. And are they going to have somebody come out and run for her? They are, so it's going to be Stavasia Hardwick.
I guess she's the being DH'd for. I guess that's what his question. Can she come in and pinch run?
So I guess he got that settled.
I guess you can. I would not think so, but they're going to allow it.
So it'll be Koch at the plate, looking to help herself here.
Is that hard? Yeah,
it is.
1-0 the count.
I'm hard of seeing. I'm not hard of hearing.
So a little bit of pressure on here in the bottom of the sixth. This one is rolled over, chopped foul.
They're really playing Koch to pull. And she flew out to right the last time up, so I'm not quite sure I understand that. The right fielder's almost all the way over in right center. From our angle, literally to the left of where the second baseman is standing.
Brea Smith is nearly behind the shortstop Bazan. That one is off speed high, thrown down to second base. She's in there safely. Kind of in an awkward.
She didn't slide.
Yeah. It was almost like she realized too late, tried to halfway crawl. That was weird.
She's lucky she didn't get punched out. The throw was kind of there. I think the Bazan kind of reached to the ground and then realized she was standing up.
I don't even know what you would have called that.
It was weird.
3-1 the count to Kinsey Coke. Runner at second base. No outs. That shift that we mentioned is still in place. This one is hit hard back up the middle, and it hits a skip in dirt. Able to pick it up and throw it to first base for the out. That's Brooke Jarrett. Runner now at third base, so did her job.
Ground ball the right side is the worst thing that you want out of that if you're Elsberry. And Coach Street will go out and chat with his troops now with one out here in the bottom of the sixth. Still no score from Elsberry. Elsberry's left just 2 runners on base. They have 3 hits in the game. We checked that 4 with the hit by Mound in this inning. And now have a runner at third with less than 2 outs. Clopton had second and third with nobody out back in the 5th inning. And Coke struck out the next 3 batters to get out of that jam. So Maya Plaster steps in. She's got 2 hits on the game. You know what? I'm not sure I'm pitching to her.
I don't think I would either.
That may have been what the conversation was with Coach Street. They're going to bring the infield in.
This is not the person that you want on the plate if you're Clopton. If you're Elsberry, you're smiling pretty big right now.
Exactly.
First pitch, she flashes bunt, pulls it back, pulls the defense in, and Hardwick retreats back to third base.
I don't know if you tell a freshman pitcher walk her unintentionally, you know. If you're going to walk her, just put her on.
Yeah. Leave one too close to the zone. She flashes bunt again and pulls back. Well, Plaster may find herself walking to first base, whether she
bunts,
intentionally does or not.
You may have to call the paramedics. I may have a heart attack.
Let's see what the strategy is. 2-0. Now it's a hitter's count. And defense is in, and this one's punched up the middle. 1 run's going to come across the score. A single for Maya Plaster. She is their offense.
She is. She's got 3 hits and an RBI tonight. And then she'll go to the mound in the top of the 7th and try and close this out. But, yeah, I don't know what the conversation was, but I would not have pitched to her.
The strategy for Elsberry seemed to work out. I think Levi Yasna really wanted to draw that infield in, and you haven't responded well. Noah Ward, the Lady Hawks defense, whenever it comes to the bunt. And this one is poked into right field, and it's getting over the head of the right fielder, Parker. Letson is going to stand up at second base, and coming in to score, it's Maya Plaster.
So it woke up the offense, what it did for Elsberry. Leighton with a double down the right field line. Plaster scores all the way from first. She was actually going on the pitch. And all of a sudden, Elsberry leads it 2-0.
It's a big hit for Bentley Letson, and that shift really does play a factor in this, because if your right fielder is playing where a right fielder plays, that ball doesn't get to the wall.
Right.
It is a bigger field here. I understand that you got to cover some ground here in the outfield, but that's a pretty big gap between that right field line and the right fielder.
So Elsberry on top 2-0 with 1 out in the inning, and Letson will step in. Or check that, Katie Talbot.
Squares to bunt, gets it back to the pitcher. There's going to be a fight for it. Weak throw to first base, and Talbot is safe. She's going to go ahead and take second base because no one's there. Heads up base running.
Great speed with Talbot. She beat that out. And then, as you said, nobody at second. And she'll take second and third with 1 out. Safety squeeze is what that was. The runner, Letson, elected to stay at third. And that bunt is foul. I shouldn't say that. She was at second base, so they bunted her at third.
So that's a Strike on the batter. So they've found that bunting can help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anna Talbot has good speed, too.
This one is right down the middle. Hit back up the middle. It's going to find the green. They're going to wave around another run. Strong throw from the center fielder, Brea Smith. They get the out there. So 1 run scores. 1 run is tossed out at the plate. Good throw by Brea.
8-2 on the putout to cut down the what would have been the 4th run of the game. And they're talking about interference as the shortstop got in the way of the runner. I don't think it's going to happen, though. But Levi is going to chat with the base umpire and see what he thinks about it. As the runner, Talbot, had to slow down and avoid the base runner, or the fielder, which actually is her obligation on a ball hit up the middle like that. And Levi's wanting some sort of interference, which would allow the runner to score. And they can't have offensive. Yeah, I heard somebody hollering about that. That was a clean base hit. The fielder didn't have any chance to really get to it. So, little conversation here. And no harm, no foul. That's exactly the way I'd have called it. So, nonetheless, Elsberry leads it 3-0 with 2 outs now. And Shigola steps in.
Runner at second base, and this one is fouled off to the screen for strike 1.
5 hits in the inning for Elsberry. Now the umpire is going to go down and chat with Levi. I have no idea what that conversation was about.
And they'll try again. This one is off speed, and it is fouled back to the screen.
Down and in that time. Shigola with not much of a swing at that. Now she goes down. Coach, we've had more conferences in this last inning and a half.
I know.
The Geneva Convention.
And every Clopton player is watching this conversation. Like, seriously, come on.
Again, it's what, like I said the other night, hit it. Get a base hit. That's all you got to do. You're down in the count 0-2. Get a hit.
Have a little faith up there, as you've already put up 3 and can bring this ball game home. So that runner at second base, Shigola at the plate with 2 outs. 0-2, this one is lined to the third baseman. Riley Kuntz watches that one all the way in. Elsberry puts up 3 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Can they hold on here? Clopton's going to have to respond. We're headed to the top of the 7th on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by Gypsy Soul Salon and Boutique, Lacrosse Lumber, and Meyer Implement Company.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
When everything changes for you, call me, Ashley Jenkins.
Cellular and Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Now, a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer. Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy, where the #1 priority is the customer and adding new services to help simplify your life and building a strong, high-performance financial services organization. Community State Bank in Bowling Green and Troy, your community bank since 1887, member FDIC.
High school sports on your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by Bowling Green Tractor, Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, and Ingram Plumbing.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth. Sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
So we had the top of the 7th, and the first batter, Skylar Parker, grounds to second. Burke to mound for the first putout, and 1 out in the inning with Elsberry on top 3-0. And Maya Plaster can finish things off here for the Indians as Bazan steps in. Noah on deck. First pitch to Bazan is a high rise ball out of the zone for ball 1 as the scoreboard went out. And scores 3-0.
3-0 score.
Umpires won't know what score is. The next pitch is a high strike call on a drop ball. Evens the count at 1-1. As the scoreboard actually went out. Now it's back on.
I think they flash it between innings.
Do they? And there's a fly ball to right field by Bazan, but right there is Hartwick for the catch. 2 outs in the inning. Good contact that time by Bazan, but right at the right fielder.
Was a hard hit ball, and we haven't seen a lot of those today. A lot of those hits that were hard hits came in the last inning whenever Elsberry was able to get on the board.
So Callie Noah, the last hope for the Lady Hawks here in the top of the 7th. She takes the first pitch for a strike, fouls off pitch number 2, and now she's in the hole 0-2.
Maya Plaster, since coming into this ball game, she's been a little bit more around the zone than Kinsey Koch was. I think that she is able to attack that strike zone just a little bit better, and that's just having some more experience.
And a change up, and they punch her out. And that'll do it for the ball game. The Elsberry Indians win it 3-0. The postgame show's next on Eagle 102.
The Eagle 102 postgame show is coming up.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe in a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
I'm Ashley Jenkins. Let's talk about your auto, home, and life needs.
Don't have time to stop by the bank? That's not a problem if you're a customer of People's Bank and Trust. With our mobile and online banking service, you can now bank from anywhere. Deposit checks, pay bills, transfer funds between accounts, check the latest activity on your account, and view images of your checks, all from the convenience of your desktop and smartphone. So start banking on your schedule and download the People's Bank and Trust app today. People's Bank and Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC.
Royal Banks is your community bank with locations throughout St. Louis, St. Charles, Northeast Missouri, Granite City, and Jerseyville, Illinois. A Royal Bank branch is not far away. Royal Banks bring experienced staff and products and services designed to meet your professional and personal financial needs. Investing in our communities, one client at a time. Call 314-212-1500 today. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal opportunity lender.
The most complete coverage of high school sports is on Eagle 102, and it's brought to you by Mid-America Auto and Towing, the Mercantile Bank, and Pike County Mutual Insurance.
Bringing you all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth. Sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana. Time now for the Eagle 102 postgame show on KJFM.
Well, Maddie, a dandy softball game here by these two EMO conference rivals here from Elsberry High School, as Elsberry ends up on top of this game by the score of 5-0 or 3-0. I think I wrote 5-0 down. Don't want to make it worse than it is, right?
3-0 was the score, and all of those runs for Elsberry came in the bottom of the 6th inning, and so it was a really, really good game. And I don't think that third or the 6th inning really takes away from truly how good of a performance both teams had the whole entire game.
Right. It was a pitcher's duel throughout, actually, and ironically, Maya Placer is going to get the win, but Kinsey Noah was outstanding, going 5 1/3, striking out 12 with only 2 walks, but she couldn't get out of got in a little bit of a jam in the sixth. They had to take her out, and Placer came in and finished them off. Then Elsberry scored their runs in the bottom of the sixth inning. So a good win for Elsberry. It raises their record to 3-2. Clopton drops to 1-3. Let's take a break, and we'll go over a few of the stats for you after this on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by All Parts, Kayla Caldwell, certified financial planner with Edward Jones, and Ann Lane Boutique.
On every journey, you should enjoy peace of mind. I'm Corey Buchanan at Pike County Mutual Insurance Company. We take pride in keeping you protected. That's why we offer discounts for good students, safe driving, and more. Trust us to look out for the road ahead. For a free insurance quote on your home, auto, farm, or ATV needs, give myself or
Shelley Glucky
a call today. Pike County Mutual Insurance Company on the square in Bowling Green.
One Multi-Sports Complex in Bowling Green is your year-round indoor facility to get your softball and baseball work in. Call Courtney at 573-324-2193 or Matthew at 573-324-8282 to schedule an appointment and to inquire about memberships. One Multi-Sports Complex just off VFW Road in Bowling Green.
Ingram Plumbing has always been known for its outstanding plumbing service. But did you know that Ingram's is also the largest retail plumbing supply store in the area? We carry Delta faucets, a complete line of Whirlpool tubs and showers, jacuzzi pumps, and many other specialty items. Stop by Ingram Plumbing today, Highway 61, Bowling Green.
Area high school sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Rod Prentice and Brenda Crawford, State Farm Agents, Pepsi, and Ackles Farm Market.
3 runs, 8 hits, an error, and 3 left on base for Elsberry. Clopton, no runs, 4 hits, no errors, and 6 left on base. And Elsberry wins it. Placer the winner. She went an inning and 2/3, struck out 3. As we mentioned, Kenzie Koch pitched well, 5 1/3, struck out 12 in the game. And the tough luck loser was Ashlyn Noah, as she went 6 full innings, gave up 8 hits, 3 runs, walked 1, and struck out 2. So good work by the freshman pitcher.
Yeah, and one of the things that I really enjoyed about both sides was the amount of contact that you did have, but you had to make your defense work. If the defense wasn't playing behind you, this game would have been completely different. And so they were able to use their defense to get quite a few outs. But let's revisit Kenzie Koch just a little bit. As you mentioned, the number of strikeouts that she did rack up. I think that we may have seen her go deeper if the Kuntz hit was only kept to a single at that point. I mean, that throwing error puts a runner in scoring position, then you're getting deeper into that lineup, seeing you again. And so I think that if you kept that runner at first base, I think that changes what happens in the circle, which could have led to maybe her finishing the game or going longer and picking up that win.
Yeah, I agree. And then the key for Clopton is they just couldn't take advantage of their opportunities. Had second and third, nobody out. Couldn't push and run through, had runners in scoring position a couple of the other innings, and couldn't get that big hit. And ironically, Koch struck people out to get out of those jams. In fact, when it was second and third, nobody out, she struck out the next 3 batters to get out of that problem. And one thing that you know better than anybody, a strikeout pitcher can get you out of jams like that.
They
with,
can.
With the strikeout, and that's exactly what Koch did. Kept things at bay long enough for the offense to finally get going, scoring 3 in the bottom of the 6th, and they get out of here with a win.
The other thing that you and I talked about was, as you mentioned, Clopton not capitalizing when they had those runners in scoring position, but it was a completely different approach whenever they had those runners in scoring position, and it was almost like the pressure was too much, and they knew what they needed to do. They put that pressure on themselves, and then they started looking for different pitches. Whenever they didn't have those base runners on, they seemed a lot more in control of their emotion, and they seemed a lot more locked in, and it seemed like they were going after the pitchers they wanted and not what the pitcher was throwing in the circle. They had that dominant performance which put you on your toes. And so it's just kind of something you're going to have to get over, and with more games, that's always something that teams can work through.
Right. So good things from both clubs, and things for both clubs to work on with their respective coaching staffs as they move forward. An hour and 27 minutes to play that game. Pretty quick ball game, as you would expect with a pitcher's duel. I think that's going to do it for us, huh?
It will.
Glad to have you with us. We'll have 2 football games tomorrow night, radio and video from Bowling Green as they host Luther and St. Charles. And the boys will be in Columbia for Father Tolton as Louisiana makes a long trip over there to take on the Crusaders from Father Tolton. So watch that on video only, and then again the Clopton or the Bowling Green game will be on video and radio. That's going to do it from here for Maddie. My name is Jim Ross. Thanks for joining us. 3-0 our score. Elsberry wins it. So long till next time.
You've been listening to Area High School Sports on Eagle 102. Join us each week as we bring you the best of area high school sports on air at 102.1, online at kjfmradio.com, and on the KJFM radio app. You can find a full recap of scores online and daily during Eagle 102 Sports, all from your area sports leader, KJFM Radio. You're listening to Eagle 102 KJFM Louisiana Bowling Green, 102.1 on your dial. KJFM Radio, Eagle 102.
KJFM, Eagle.